Yes, I can. Okay, so you run the game and you're given one simple, single prompt. Hit the A button. There's no menu screen, no option for adjustments, and in a way I suppose that's freeing. There's nothing you need to do, you can assume that whatever the settings are will be absolutely perfect, and given the presentation and premise of this game, I suppose what changes would you even need to make? Though some people are a little bit pickier and like to check out settings and see what they can push to the max, but you don't really need to worry about that with Bears Can't Drift. This game is about one thing and one thing only, and that is being a bear in a cart. Finally. As a bear in a cart, your objective is to come in first place against other pretty identical bears in carts. You don't really get to select a character or a vehicle. I mean, if you can, I haven't seen it on the screen anywhere, and the screen options are pretty basic, and you only see them when you hit the pause menu. When I said that you just get jumped right into the start of a race, I wasn't joking. Once you finish each race, you end up in a sort of hub world, a very sort of nice, serene, filled with bees and butterflies and trees and waterfall sort of world, and you can drive around it. There's an A button that continuously hovers over your little bear in a cart head, but it's not entirely sure what that means. Whenever you hold the button, it seems to show different options depending where you're driving. So it might show like a stadium platform, and it'll have a number above it, like number 1. And I assume that that means that that was the last position you came in. I think anyway. There's no narration in this game at all, and the game would really benefit from some sort of narration. There's no written text that tells you what any of your objectives are. The only time you really see any written text is the position you come in, and that's just one number. It doesn't even say what number out of that is, as in, is it 5th place out of 8 or 5th place out of 10 bears. How you initiate races is by going through portals that are scattered throughout the hub world, and they show little wavy images of what the track that you're about to enter looks like. The portals have numbers, but there's no indication what those numbers refer to. Maybe it just means the track number, like track number 2, track number 12. There's no tutorial and no obvious penalty for not coming in the top 3 positions for every race. And I mean, you don't really need a tutorial. The game mechanics are very simple. Anybody can play this. You can be the first time racer gamer ever. You could never have played a racing game before, and you can jump straight into this. It's advised to play this game with a controller just because it's a lot simpler, and the prompts that come up are only seemingly related to the Xbox controller, or any controller really. It doesn't, as I say, have settings or customizable button menu at all, so you can play with a keyboard, but it is advised and very strongly suggested that you use a controller. It would have been beneficial to have some sort of text-based instruction with this game. One example is I went through a portal to start a race, and it took me a moment to realise that it wasn't really a race, but some sort of fluffy, manic bear battle royale where there was a limited racetrack, and your aim seemed to be to take out the other racers with your weapons. Again, I had to just guess that by driving and then hitting a sort of cliffside mountain wall, and then noticing that all the other bears were just going crazy all over the place, firing bazookas and hedgehogs at each other. Game mechanics are very simple, as I said, and as for the weapons that are in this game, because it is a cart-based game, it is like Mario Kart, etc. There's cute variety to the weapons. It varies from picking up a derpy happy fish, which happens to be a bazooka that fires out multiple derpy happy explosive fish. There's a bee which lays down a sort of hive's nest, which is, an obstacle that if somebody gets in the way, they're just overflung with crazy bees. There's a cute little hedgehog that doesn't seem to know it's been swept up off a road to cause carnage, which it seems that it causes a sort of cart defense barrier. But in this game, you move so fast and so fluid, as does every other driver in the race, that I never got a chance to really verify what the hedgehog really does. A handy trick is to use the B button to side dash as you're driving. This was quite useful when you're going around corners and trying to avoid obstacles. And as I say, the game is very fast. There's benefits to that, and there's also negatives. I mean, the benefit is that if you go off a track and fall into the water, you respawn instantly. There's none of this sort of waiting or anything. You're back on the track automatically. But at the same time, the environment is very pretty. It's very colourful, and there's a lot going on. But you move so fast, and everybody moves so fast. It's a little bit hard to sort of appreciate it. And it would be nice to take in this world, because visually the developer did a lovely job. It really is a very pretty game and a very easy one to hop into. As I said, visuals are extremely vibrant, but I suppose in a kart racing game it would be a bit criminal to turn the design into something macabre, especially with cuddly bears. There's a pleasant innocence to the world you're racing through, but it's hard to appreciate at times for the reason I mentioned. It would be nice to know why there's these sort of GLaDOS-esque cameras watching you. I kind of feel a bit sad, because it makes me think that maybe the bear is a prisoner in some sort of strange world, and the whole go-karting tournament is a big evil experiment. The music is quite charming, but at random times it seems to just stop, as if it only had a certain lifespan, or if it was just one track playing. At first I thought that the music stopped because I had been taken out. I went over a cliff and fell into the water, and then I thought, oh, this is my punishment. The music has stopped because I'm a terrible bear race driver, and this is it, utter silence. But as I played other levels, and as I was continuing along, especially the Battle Royale level, the music just simply stopped in general, and then it makes everything a bit dead and bland, and I think that's an issue that should be looked into. Don't randomly stop the music. There is multiplayer in this game, but it's again an example of being easy, but at the same time a little bit tricky. Local multiplayer is activated in what must be the easiest, simplest way I've ever seen. Simply pause, like bear pause the screen and boop down to the little bear icons, and you can pick between 2 to 4 bear heads or players, and you're instantaneously in a split screen. But I don't see any non-local multiplayer version, and I don't have 3 bear friends living with me to race against, because I am a very sad, lonely glow bear. So, in conclusion, this game is no doubt enjoyable, and it's oddly refreshing to be able to jump quickly into each method of gameplay, though I'm not entirely sure if this is more a testament to another feeling this game gives, and that is that it's not fully complete yet. On Steam, it's released. It seems to be not in any pre-sale testing status phase at all, yet it has undeniable issues such as glitching, and I have had some hard crashing moments. The glitching is as seamless as the race starting, ironically, but it shouldn't occur as often as it does. I clip through environments very easily. There's no variety in characters and vehicles. A customization option is needed in this game, like most kart-based games offer that. Perhaps I didn't see any, but I've played this game for a very long time, and as I say, there are only a couple of basic options that appear in the start screen. When I created a multiplayer game just to test, I did see different colours in the bears, but that's the only time I saw that. If it had some narration and a little bit more tightness to the mechanical elements and a variety to player select, I would definitely recommend buying this if you want a fun, simple go-kart racing game that you can play with friends. I mean, for a first-time game, this is a really nice job by the developer Aaron Langmead, and there's a lot of potential. If you want to pick up a go-karting game, it's on Steam right now for $9.99, but it does need a bit of work, so I'll leave that up to you. It would also, ironically, kind of funny enough, work well as an arcade game, much like, you know, that Mario Kart game, but instead of bears, you've got instead of Italian mustachios that don't actually do any plumbing, you've got bears that can't drift. But they can. They drift really well.